hope this works. This has been a real pickle getting this set up, but I think it's all going to be good. The only thing is we're using Michelle's phone. My phone is it's overheating all the time, so it means the sound's going to be a little bit echoey because we can't use a microphone on Michelle's phone. It hasn't got it's one of those phones without a microphone jack. So just give me a test on whether the sound is good. And we're all good. And Michelle, we might want to move around to this edge and we get some in here. So let's just get a sound check. See if we're good.
Is it this one? It's live.
Yeah, but is it okay, Ben? Because I can tell even from the room. Hey, John, how are you? I can tell even from the room there's a lot of hard echo in this room.
It's still here.
But we come in a nice little quiet room in this restaurant, which they put the aircon on for us. But unfortunately, my phone is just a nightmare. It's a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and it's not that old, but it should be good. Echoey, that's all right. We're going to be talking. I'm going to get some drinks ordered, get Alex in, get a few drinks, and what do you fancy, Michelle?
Probably
Horchata.
I refunded Ben because he demanded a refund. Because I said we were a bit slow, a bit behind. I know, Ruby, I'm looking forward to the food too. I'm hungry. Hi, Susan. Who else is in? Sally's in, Amy's here.
Hey, Amy. Hey, Sally. How are you?
I'm having a horchata, Ben, which is rice milk with cinnamon and other things, sweet.
We are
non-alcoholic.
We are not eating. Well, we are eating Mexican. I'll talk to you about this in a minute. What a shame the sound's not going to be as good on this thing. But is the sound bearable, Ben? Is it like, it's not dreadful, is it? I'm hoping it's reasonably good. We could have sat outside.
Yeah.
I think your phone would have taken the heat.
We can. It's pretty hot. Remember last time we sat out there? This time of day.
No, it'll be all right. We'll be fine in here.
Hi, Jan. This is
Hey,
bearable.
Jan.
Keep going.
How are you?
Says Ben. About the sound.
That's good. That's good.
You reckon you like my drink, do you, Ben? It's horchata.
Horchata, yeah, it's like a rice milk, a little bit sweet, and well, you'll see it in a minute.
It's white, it's cold, it's got ice in it.
And I'm not drinking alcohol at all at the moment, so I've ordered a beer.
A beer, that's not alcohol. Ben. Ben says, honestly, it's fine, we can still hear you. That's cool.
Beautiful.
I think it would just actually be too hot even for my phone, because it does get a bit warm sometimes.
Yeah. One of the issues here in this part of Mexico, the Yucatan anyway, is that generally the temperatures are up near the 40 degrees Celsius, which is, I think, today it's a little cooler, but it's still up near there, and we consequently, over the 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ben says my phone overheats in Barbados as well, and he also says, really, no alcohol?
No.
Of course, Ben, you know that. And Sue John says, hi, you too, good to see you. Misty Lou says, hi, guys. And Amy says, how are you, Stephen Michelle?
We are good, Amy. And also, we've got, what was I going to say? Something about...
Give up, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Anybody else know what he was going to say? Because I don't know what he was going to say. Ben says, I can't keep my phone on the dashboard in my car, it just overheats. I know.
Yeah.
We can just be sat down in the lobby of our hotel sometimes and the phone gets really hot.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. We're using the Wi-Fi from this restaurant because Michelle's hasn't got the 4G SIM in it. We can put the 4G SIM into Michelle's, but it's not configured the ATN, so it was a last-minute panic to
in other
change
words,
over.
my phone's rubbish. No microphone jack.
Your phone's perfectly
it
good.
won't take SIM, but I like it.
It's better than this piece of junk. Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Absolute rubbish. It just can't cope with the heat.
Thailand Phil said the sound's okay, and Ruby Slippers said she loves my glasses. Thank you, Ruby.
Well, that's beautiful, man.
Gracias.
So, this is Alex. You want to say hello, Alex? No?
We can see his arm.
And beautiful. He's pouring me a Modelo Negro, which is a dark beer. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Chin chin.
So, Michelle's got the
And it's
porchetta.
got the, I can't tip it, it's got
A little dusting of cinnamon on the top, and it's a sort of.
sweet rice milk with spices.
I think it might have a little bit of nutmeg in it. It tastes really nice.
Yeah.
Quite sweet. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, chin chin. Ben said you need a new phone, Steve, and he said that's the 50th pair of glasses I'm wearing. It's still the same pair. I have two. These are my blue ones.
I do need a new phone. Actually, this phone is perfectly good, and if I can get it, work out what's wrong with it when we get to cooler climates, it might be perfectly fine. But and it could maybe do with factory resetting, but it's a pain when I do that, so I'm not going to do it.
Ben says I've got his drink. Well, you're more than welcome to come and join us, Ben.
Absolutely.
Just across the water.
Swim across.
He has a latte for the live stream. Very nice. Did you make that at home, or you were out and about?
How is everybody? We know Ben. We know Ben's well. You can still answer it though, Ben.
Janet said, I just noticed her lovely smile. Her glass is fine, as she can see with them when they do the job. Absolutely. Can't see a thing without them.
No.
And Ben's on his way. He's going to swim across. Don't be too slow now. It's not that big a drink.
We've both got eyes that are sort of failing. Being in our mid-30s, it's starting to get that way, isn't it, Michelle?
It is, yes. Once you get over the 30, it's sort of hits it. So I said, yes, I made it myself. That's the latte. Of course, I got that great sage machine, which we call the Breville.
You've got the sage machine with you.
Did you put that suitcase?
I didn't think you'd brought that with you to Barbados.
He says, yeah, I shipped it across along.
Well, you know, our machine's been with us all over the continent of Australia in the boot of our Jeep. So.
We camped with ours.
So, the title of this video is something like Mediterranean in Mexico, and I wanted to talk about the influence that the Lebanese community have had here in Mexico, across Mexico, but quite predominantly here in the Yucatan. I noticed it more and more over the months that we've been here, that a lot of the cuisine in this area is very much affected by Lebanese food. Now, originally, during the late 1800s, early 1900s, Lebanese people were coming in very small numbers. They only numbered about maybe 5% of the state, which is actually quite large numbers, I suppose, but fairly small numbers. But they influenced greatly the cuisine here, to a point you see Lebanese influences in the food throughout the whole of Mexico, but particularly here. So we'd actually decided to come to a Lebanese restaurant because we fancied a little challenge.
And Misty Moose is having ordered food. No, not yet.
We just arrived. As we hit go, we were here, and the guys were saying, what on earth are they doing? They haven't ordered food, they haven't ordered a drink. But they know us here. We've been here a couple of times, and they're lovely staff. But we are we're going to order some of their wonderful food. But you know, here the almost every neighbourhood in the Yucatan region, Cancun region, probably as far as we know, going all the way up into Tabasco as well, you'll see tacos being sold, and they will be carving the meat from what they call a pastor, which is like a big sort of circulating meat rig that's up against the grill of a fire, and they call it tacos pastor. Sometimes they call it tacos Arabic tacos. And it's fascinating because it's just like we saw when we were in Turkey, all over Turkey. And the original Lebanese people that arrived here, actually their passports, they used to call them Turks because their passports were marked as being Turkish passports. They were part of the Ottoman Empire. Lebanon, as you probably know, I think I haven't checked my map, but I'm pretty sure it's on the Mediterranean coastline. And at one time it was also part of the Ottoman Empire. So they were considered sort of Turks, but they were not, they were Lebanese. And they brought with them a great trading power. I mean, the Lebanese had a lot of influence here with the sisal industry, making the rope that the Yucatan Merida was built on. They owned a lot of restaurants and food production, not just restaurants, but production of food. So you'll see a lot of the kibba and hummus and chickpeas and things, a lot of Mediterranean, falafel. You'll see a lot of Mediterranean foods here, which I think is quite fascinating because...
I want to see where it is? You know where it is, you're absolutely right, but there it is.
It's on the map, my mind said it was, but I suddenly realised I could have been completely wrong.
Fifth record says, drinking coffee as well, cool to be hanging out with you two online, cheers.
Beautiful, cheers.
And Sue John says, Steve, hope you were okay tonight. Last night you were a bit frustrated, which I understood. Take much
So it was a little bit cathartic just to sort of talk, and I know I was miserable since, so sorry about that. But you know, I've always said that we keep it real. We were both feeling, and not just feeling, we've been both feeling a little bit low in almost every sort of area. You know, I think missing the family, missing the fact we can't travel, always trying to sort of excuse ourselves that, you know, it's happening to everyone, shouldn't worry about it. But actually it's happening to us and we do worry about it, but we're in a better place today. So.
Yeah, Ben said that's a dark beer. Steve, is it a good taste?
It is a lovely taste. It's a little bit like a Newcastle brown. It's very cold, so you're getting almost sort of lager hints when it gets that cold, but it should be a little warmer than this. But they serve it here really cold. It's called a Modelo Negro, a black Modelo, and yeah, it's my favourite beer in this region for sure.
It's the one you like, isn't it?
There's another one called a Bohemian, which is a darkish beer as well, but it's not got the flavours aren't quite as good in my mind.
That one's quite popular, isn't it? The Bohemian.
Should we order a little bit of
yes, some hummus.
Yeah, I get a hummus ordered from Alex here. See if I can grab his attention. We come into a little room.
We don't normally come into this room.
Alex, can we order a hummus? No. So we don't normally sit in this room, we normally sit out in the garden, which is quite nice, it's a little more airy and what have you. But we just feel that it's a bit cooler in here. If we're lucky, we'll get to keep this room to ourselves, which means we can talk about.
If we make enough noise, no one will want to join us.
So if anyone else comes in, there's only two other tables in here.
We took the big table too. So Jan A said, nice shirt, Steve.
Thank you, Jan. Actually, I don't need this microphone anymore because we're not using it. So I can loosen up the shirt collar a little bit because I can. So yeah, there's a massive influence. When you think about tacos, street tacos, I mean, over on the other coast, we saw a lot more carnitas, which is sort of like chopped up meats, beautiful soft liver porks and things. But here, certainly around the whole of the Cancun region, Playa del Carmen, here in Merida, you'll see them doing it on a big spit. Now,
everybody saw we did put up like on stories and maybe on Instagram, a big, huge.
Do check out, so you want to see what I'm talking about, check out on Instagram, Steve's Kitchen on Instagram, and you'll see photographs of what we're saying, even some videos.
Yeah, it's actually saved in the Mexico,
I mean, huge. Some of these spits are as big as the guy that are actually working on them, so it's quite fascinating to see. One of the things that they did change over time, because originally when a lot of the Lebanese came here, they had a different religion. Now, I don't think it was a Muslim religion. I think it was an ancient religion from that region. But over time, as a lot of the people in this region, they've sort of evolved into being Roman Catholics. And they also changed from a lot of sort of lamb-based foods to using more beef and pork. Most of the pastoral here, I think, is pork. It would have been originally a lot of lamb or goat, but over time it's just evolved into more available meats. So you'll see it all throughout here. You'll see a lot of there's another big influence in this region, which is the Dutch.
Ah, yes.
So big up to the Dutch and the Lebanese communities. Now, What did the Dutch bring here?
Anybody know? Anybody know?
Anyone want to have a guess? What did the Dutch bring to the Yucatan? I'll leave that stewing.
While they're stewing that, Ben has got a question for you, Steve. Are there any forests or walking trails around the area? Have you checked any out? No.
There probably are, but it's too damn hot, man. It's too hot to go.
Forests, are there?
Eggnog. Do I see egg?
No, bread. Eggnog. No and no.
There probably are some sort of like swamp areas that you could walk in, but there are actually some forest areas, and there are actually wild jaguars in this area as well. So, you know, you've got to be a little careful out there. Don't want to sort of, apparently a flip-flop is the way to go if you want to. It's a story for another time.
So as Ben said, stupid question then, yes.
A stupid
no, we
question.
like questions. He answered it.
So,
Mona says, good morning, darlings. How are you?
good day,
Where are you?
Mona. We are in a Lebanese restaurant in Merida, and I'm just going to have a look to see what's because I vaguely think they've got a lamb-based pizza here as well, and it's called the shawarma. Okay, so I think I'm going to get one of those orders as well.
Mona says, Dutch
Sliced lamb, parsley, vegetables, hummus, corrido, the rebanado, which is I think lamb, cebello, that's garlic.
It's onion, isn't it?
Onion, is it?
Onion.
I thought cebello was garlic, but it's probably onion. So, anyway, we'll try that. Unless you want to try, what was the other one you had? Which
Well, I had the kebab one.
The pizza kebab.
Yeah, but no, I think the shawarma would be
Yeah,
nice.
the shawarma would be nice. We might order one of those. Let's get ourselves.
So Mona says that the Dutch bought sugar.
They probably did, Mona. They probably.
Ruby Silica says toothpicks. No.
It wasn't clogs. They didn't bring clogs. But what the Dutch did bring to this area is massively influential in, again, the cuisine of this region. There are many dishes, pollo de Riano, I forget the name of the dish. Sorry, I haven't made notes. What they bought here was cheese. Big balls of Edam cheese.
Edam cheese.
And you will see, you will see throughout Merida and throughout the Yucatan, an immense amount of cheese is used here. Traditional Edam style cheeses. Now,
yes, we did mention it in a previous live stream, Ben, so you did get no points for that.
did he say cheese then?
No, he says I'm too busy choosing food to tell us. He says, oh, of course, you mentioned this in a previous live stream.
Absolutely.
We did, you said bread. No, that was not the correct answer.
I'm sure the Dutch bought more here, but one thing that is amazingly sort of omnipresent is the amount of cheese. There's a snack that you'll eat on the road here called a marquesita, Marquisitas, I think is the spelling of it. Marquesita is like a pancake filled with Dutch cheese.
I'm just laughing because John said Dutch bought smallpox.
Yeah, they possibly bought
They probably bought
smallpox
lots of
here, and
things.
then probably a little tiny bit of COVID. Oh dear.
No, we're not
Not going
talking
there.
about that. Ben said, I said bread because I was convinced that's what you mentioned in the previous live stream. No?
No, but the Lebanese did bring bread here.
Did.
They bought the pita breads. They bought also some. What do you call them? What are the big flatbreads? The ciabatta style breads.
Yeah, those big huge
So
ones. Good at this, I can't remember the name.
So there's a lot of places that you'll find will take the shawarma, or what we call pastor, pork pastor, and you'll see the guys carving. There's a video on my Instagram page, you want to check it out. You'll see the guy up there carving the pastor as it turns around past the big flame, and then they'll put that onto a traditional Mexican flatbread or a tortilla. And they're
all on their nachos, they make a nice sort of
yeah, they do
nachos.
nachos as well, which are basically fried tortillas cut into little triangles and deep fried.
The first time I had shawarma was in India.
It wasn't the first time you ever had shawarma?
No, the first time I knew that that's what it was called.
Yeah, but yes, because the Indian, also the Lebanese and the Central Europeans took a lot of food to India as well. So we were quite surprised when we rocked up here and we suddenly saw that there was. I'm going to see if I can get Alex to come in the middle.
We're getting to serve this way,
so
big gap.
serve it in there. He might be a little bit camera shy. Hey Alex, how are you? Matthew. Oh, you want to come down now? Beautiful. So this place does a lovely hummus, and the pita breads are really nice. Are you okay? Is that okay? This is Alex. He's a great guy, lovely guy. I'll give you the address and the details of this just at the end. I'll tell you exactly where we are, but I'm not telling you this yet in case Ben gets out of the ocean and starts.
In case it's out of the water. You're still swimming, Ben? You're halfway yet? Everyone's saying hello to Alex.
I'll be saying hello, Alex. Hola.
Ben's still swimming.
So we got these lovely, there's a little bit of, oh, look at that. Thank you, Matthew. So we got some beautiful soft pita breads, and you'll have seen this in the photograph, that we've got these, I don't know what I do, I can't tip it, so I'll tip you. We've got this beautiful hummus.
That oil in there is beautiful.
And it's got some oil and herbs, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of olive oil. It's a very beautifully and a warm pita breads that are lovely and soft and fluffy.
So Ben said he's still swimming, so why did we order food before I arrived? We're hungry, Ben, sorry.
I'm not telling you where we are, man.
You just know the room, right? You've got to find us.
Look, get the hummus, dip it in there, get lots of that lovely oil.
Okay, Ben says, have you tried doing any Mexican dishes yourself using the hotel kitchen?
No, we haven't done a lot. The kitchen where we are,
It's not our proper kitchen.
no, it's not ideal for what we're doing. Now this is, what was this one, Michelle, did we decide?
A pesto.
It is a pesto. So I didn't try the pesto last time, but I will do this
Delicious,
time.
very nice, I like that.
So they supply a little bit of pesto here. Let me just, so that
So
we'll
that's the
have,
basil with the pine nuts in it. It's good, isn't it? Don't eat that. Like that. Misty Blue says looks delicious, and Merida says looks delicious, and Ben says yes, I'm hungry. Well, you will be by the time you finish swimming.
we are hungry too.
Very good. Take a spoonful.
This one here is chili, and it is pretty hot.
It is hot, very hot.
If you take the chili, you don't want to put too much on there because you'll not be able to taste anything else.
But you need the hummus as well.
And you need a bit of hummus, and you need a little bit of pesto.
Yes, the red one is quite spicy.
Really spicy, I mean.
But it's flavoursome if you don't have too much. You need a lot of hummus. That's heat come through there.
Heat,
Heat.
parsley, rich chopped up parsley, a little bit of, oh, that's got a real chili kick.
Okay. So Delia says you need to post the recipe, please. We have got a hummus recipe on our channel. It's where we picked the hummus from the trees in the can. I remember that one.
So we have got a hummus recipe, but this is delicious. This is lovely. So there are a lot of restaurants in the Yucatan, in this peninsula of Mexico, that have Lebanese food. And if you're not eating Lebanese food, you're often eating Mexican food that's very much influenced by the Lebanese culture. And if anyone doubts that at all, just look at the pastor, which is probably the #1 food in this area. Anywhere you go that has street food, certainly in Merida, is going to have a pastor stand selling pastor, and it's invariably going to be pork.
Yes.
Sorry guys, I'm going in.
Let's get in for more. Because Ben says that you've got two recipes, one from 7 years ago and another from 3 years ago. That's true, and I've just posted the link to the one that was 3 years ago.
I suspect the 3 years ago one is slightly more concise.
Slick. Benjamin says I'm in Cancun at the moment and I can confirm the food is delicious. Absolutely.
Benjamin, good day mate.
Delia says thank you for replying. That's okay, you're welcome. And Kelly, Benjamin Girl says hi, hello you both. We've missed you.
Oh, we missed you too, Kelly. And I'm sorry we've been off for so long. We're going to try and change that around. We're going to try and look at this food here. Whoops, I've got to loosen off the tripod a little bit. It's a bit tight. Just turn that down for a minute so you can sort of see.
We've sort of devoured one half.
So I go for a little bit of this hot, really quite hot and spicy chili, which I think also has a bit of garlic in it. I go for a nice big, technical term is a dollop of hummus.
Yeah, we've got to have a dollop.
And a little bit of this beautiful pesto.
Ben says I don't want to look at the food, I'm too jealous.
Look at that. Look at that. How gorgeous is the colours.
This place was a little gem that we found, wasn't it? Just watching them outside. Kelly says it looks lush. What are you eating? We're eating hummus in a Mediterranean-style restaurant in Mexico. So it's, but it is Lebanese, isn't it? It's not Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just letting the air in. They roll the blinds back once the sun goes, and then it just lifts it, and it gets so much cooler out there.
The staff here are great. I highly recommend this restaurant. If anyone comes to Merida, I'm going to put a link down below. This is an absolute must if you're in
Very
Merida.
easy fun,
Very easy, very close, very central. But just the people, the staff, they're so friendly. We came here last month with our dear American Canadian friend Rick, and it was his birthday, and they went out and got him a cake. They're not charged for, they gave the cake. It was a lovely chocolate cake. They sang happy birthday. It's a great place. It's a real gem, and we don't come here often enough.
We don't.
But which is nice. When we do come here, it's always a great experience.
It is. So Ben says, is that pita bread? Yes, it is pita bread.
It is pita, and it's really good, warm. They bake it here. I'm pretty sure these guys make this pita bread as well. You can see you can see the crumb, just how lovely and soft the pocket's there. If you wanted to make a pita pocket,
Pick a pocket.
it's soft. And actually, we're probably going to have another one in a minute filled with shawarma, or we're going to go for a baba ganoush.
It's up to you. Up to you. We can go some falafels. So much to choose from.
What would you like? Oh, we've got the bathroom behind us.
Yeah.
What would you like? Baba ganoush, a pita bread filled with meat, or what else is good here? Well, we've got the falafel.
Yeah, or the other.
Have they got kibbeh here? I can't remember.
No, what was the little, hang on, I'll just check, refresh my memory.
Is there the kibbeh?
No.
I don't think they do here.
No, they don't. Tabbouleh.
The tabbouleh is good.
Yeah, tabbouleh is good. So Ben said I had a falafel burger at the restaurant yesterday, it was amazing, yes.
Cheers, Ben.
Susan says baba ganoush for me. And Ben didn't think he would enjoy it, but it was excellent. They quite often can be, because if you get the flavours right, that's nothing.
One of the things why I'm comfortable to eat Lebanese food in Mexico, in Merida, is because often the owners of these places have generations of Lebanese families going back to the early 1900s, and they know how to make baba ganoush. They actually, char the eggplant to get all the flavour into it. It's not a sort of store-bought baba ganoush. They'll make it here. Now I don't think I've had the baba ganoush here.
No, it's supposed to be
having
good.
said that,
Will it be bread again? That's
yeah,
okay.
let me have a little look at their menu and see what else.
Okay, you can have a look, see.
You see if there's any questions, Michelle.
Yeah.
I'll have a quick
Throw
read.
your questions at me and I'll ask him, because he can read and answer the questions.
So they
at
have
the same
falafel,
time.
we've had hummus, they have a tzatziki. I'm probably not going to have another dip. Baba ganoush.
Yeah, eggplant aubergine, yes, that's baba ganoush.
Yes, eggplant aubergine. What do we call it?
Did it?
Eggplant
Yeah.
or aubergine? I
Both.
don't know anymore.
No. Did he not say that, Ben? Did he say something different? I wasn't listening to him.
They
I
do
tuned out.
tabbouleh salad, an ensalada tabbouleh, ensalada cherry, whatever that is, or with cherry tomatoes.
Just cherry tomatoes.
Then they've got a whole range of beautiful pita breads, pita pockets. If you pause that, you'll be able to read through them if you can see it, if it's high enough quality. But they're lovely pita pockets, come with a salad. They're about 150 pesos each, which is whatever 150 pesos is. You can probably work that out by doing a quick Google. They do some
So Ben
pasta
said, did I see
dishes.
some pasta there? Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Ben.
there's some pasta dishes here, Ben, if you want pasta. But mainly, the food is more along sort of Mediterranean style, which is pasta, of course. Brochetta de kebab, a shawarma Israeli. Oh, they do, one thing they do here, which I'm not going to get today because it's a massive dish. It's a fairly expensive dish, but it's too big to have. If you have it, you've really got to have it on its own. It's their lamb chops. And we do a big plate of lamb chops that have been grilled on a charcoal grill. And it is absolutely delicious, but it's huge. And if we're going to have one or two different dishes here to try with you guys today, see different flavours and things, we just wouldn't be able to eat it. Michelle and I would struggle to eat it on our own. It's really a dish to share.
You're mixing it all up.
We're
now.
mixing it up. Sorry, sweetheart.
That's all right.
There it goes again.
Putting hummus all over my pesto spoon.
Any questions?
No questions. Is that pita bread? Yes, done that. Eggplant. The chops sound nice. Yes, they were very nice, but a big plate full of food.
It is.
Too big. Let's give a share it.
It's perfectly okay, but I wouldn't want to start off with a starter. It's too big. I can never find my glasses. They're almost invisible. So I think probably we'll go with the baba ganoush.
Okay.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've had it here, so when Alex looks in next, I'm going to order baba ganoush. And we might even get some falafel.
I think falafel would be nice with that.
Yeah. So, get in here.
So we're going for all the little bitty bits which we like. And Mona says you're maybe hungry, you have to go and make a sandwich. What have you got, Mona? What's in your sandwich?
Oh, excuse me.
That's spicy. Oh, you had a spicy bit?
Right. A little bit about what we talked about a couple of 3 days ago on the live stream. What are we doing? We have got exceptionally stale. We have got really a little bit in a stalemate, haven't we? We've got in a rut. We don't know what to do. We're not 22-year-old YouTubers who can just rush off and sort of film everything and say it's gorgeous when it isn't. We do tend to be pretty honest, as you all know, with that. It's been a hard year, but I think it's time for us to get on the road again.
Yeah.
So, yeehaw! Michelle and I are planning within the next 2 or 3 days to leave Merida and and go touring across Mexico.
We don't know where. We're just going to go.
We're just going to bounce. We're going to find some places, try and reignite our.
Yeah, we're going to do what we say that you shouldn't do, but occasionally we can, and actually bounce around Mexico. We're going to bounce.
Find our joie de vivre, find out our joy of life.
Yeah. Meet some great people, I'm
and
sure.
start meeting some people and start to share a little bit of joy. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough 18 months for everybody, but we've got to try and get out of that sort of doldrum that we've been in, get and travel. We also had a lot of people suggest us going up to the USA. I think we might do that. I tell you what, if anyone up there in the US, north of us, knows of an RV, like a recreational vehicle, camper van as we would call it, or has one we could borrow or rent off you if need be, but borrow would be better, or could help us maybe even build. Maybe we could come to the US and do a little bit of touring. Now this is just between you and Michelle and I. It may not happen. This is just musing about ideas. We might not do it. We talked also about going back to Europe. Our good friend Rick said, if you want to come back and regroup, it would be a possibility. So there's a chance we could tour around Europe. But we like our independence. We love all the kindly invitations to come and visit people, which we'd also love to do, by the way. But we kind of would like our independence a little bit. So if anyone knows of a friend that's got an RV that want to lend to us for a few months, we could do a bit of a tour. Or if anyone's really familiar with how to go about acquiring an RV, whether we have to buy it or sponsor it, or I don't know, it's just probably what we'd be looking for is something simple, like Rick Fan Man, our good friend, has the Renault Master or a Sprinter, Mercedes Sprinter van like that, or maybe even a more traditional US style RV. It's an idea. In the meantime, what we're going to do is just hit the road and start looking for opportunities, because we need to, otherwise we're going to get tighter and tighter wound up.
Yes, we are. So Ben says no RVs in Barbados, Steve. And Mona had leftover pork belly, slaw and chutney, and that sounds delicious, but she said I'd rather be with you right now. Mona says, slow motion, we all need a holiday with them right now. Oh, we all need a holiday with them. You will come and join us, come and find us.
Well, a lot of people get grief for travelling in these times, but this is what we do.
Oh, thank you, Sue Johns, for that wonderful super chat there.
Oh,
number one fan.
You are. She is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Sir John. And we'll get ahead and order some baba ganoush.
Yes, he's left us in his.
Because we've come into this quiet little park. Normally he's all over me, trying to make sure we've got enough drink and what have you. But I'm probably going to have to give him a call.
So Ben said, actually being serious, RVing does seem to be a big thing in the USA. If you go to USA or Australia, I definitely suggest thinking about RVing. Sounds so much fun.
Well, it does. Michelle and I got to the stage where we actually said, let's just go back to Australia, and we started looking in real earnest about just getting home, whatever the cost.
Being serious.
But even with that, the earliest flights we could find were in September, mid-late September, and a lot of hoops to jump through. So we thought, well, this is too far ahead for us to really
that would be committing now for them, and things might change. So
yeah. So we thought, well, we got to get out of this. Is that my daughter, Sue John?
Yes, I think she's hit the enter. She hit the space bar, or you're the one with the cat that crawls all over the keyboard.
No. Let me see if I can get Alex and I get an order of baba ganoush, or maybe I will order.
So Sue John says, my daughter lives. Again, it's slow, you do. So it's my daughter lives. We're getting it slowly.
Oh, we get one. Is that Sue?
Yeah. Yeah. And Ben said, well, the earliest would be September, that's crazy. I mean, there could be flights before that, but you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars, and there's just no way we're doing that. So, you know, we're talking
$7,000.
Yeah, thousands.
And also no guarantee that those flights won't get bumped. So the only ones that we can find that are genuinely sort of giving us an option to know that we would possibly get that flight and arrive home is sort of mid-September, and that's a long way. We're in now, June, July, August, it's 4 months away. And so we can't just sit here hoping. And you have to then commit to this city, to Melbourne.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean this city, but you know, you have to commit to that particular route, which means everything then becomes an end game of trying to get to London Heathrow in order to fly to Melbourne. So it's frustrating. It's a weird world we live in, where you just can't go home and say hello to your family. It's a very strange world, but it is what it is. So we thought, rather than sort of keep mithering, which is the way I feel at the moment, we're going to hit the road and just try and reignite our passion for travelling. It's a great country to be in. Mexico is a lovely country. The people are wonderful.
So Ben says one word at a time. This is with Sue, but we've got there. Sue lives in San Francisco. I will ask her. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. San Francisco, what a lovely city that is.
It is. We do like San Francisco. Ben says, how likely do you think it will be for you to do an RV in the future? Well, it's always a possibility. We've never sort of...
We've done it before, Ben. We actually had an RV and we went travelling around Europe with our kids for nearly 6 months or longer. And so we've done that before. We've actually had a Renault Master and we went touring around Europe. There's a mariachi band just gone by.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen a proper mariachi band as well. Come on. Hey Rick, if you get to watch this later, a proper mariachi band just went past, which we don't often see here. So I think it's picking up.
Well, no, it's the Mexican elections this weekend, so I think it's a dry weekend, isn't it? So here in this city.
Ah yes, there'll be no alcohol over this weekend at all. So as of tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? I don't know when it is, but I know it's all happening this weekend apparently. So we'll see what happens.
Do you want another drink to that?
Oh, go on then. Why not?
Want something different or?
No, it's all right. I have to swirl it, get the ice cube at the bottom because all of the spices go to the bottom, so it gets nice and spicy. Not, you know, it's like nutmeg and cinnamon.
Well, Sue bought you that drink. So
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Did she buy yours as well?
Yes, she did.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, sweetheart. So yeah, it's
Karen Guzman, official, says all the best of you. You will be enjoying such delicious foods, desserts, drinks, sights, etc. Well, we will once we sort of get moving on the road, see what else is out there.
We are going to. Well, I don't know. We won't say which city we're going to go to, just in case it changes.
We're just heading. We don't even really know what direction.
We haven't bought a ticket, but we will definitely be going in the next few days. And we will be live streaming and we will be making videos and we'll be putting them up as quickly as I possibly can. So let's hope it's good and let's see if we can maybe get our way up to the beautiful US of A and do a bit of touring there. I'm asking now, and I know a lot of people watch this later on, so they're not watching it live. So if anyone's got any ideas about RVs, whether we could buy a van and maybe make a very simple, you know, I haven't got time to do a big complex build, but you know, something fairly simple, mattress in the back, potty.
Stove. Well, as Ben said, also remember what I said about the idea of Steve's Kitchen Studio. So many possibilities.
Well, you know, I was looking today at maybe whether we could have got like a sort of little gastro wagon going and tour around the USA, maybe go up into Canada even, and sort of like cook on the road. But that's complicated. In your mind, it sounds really simple.
Yeah.
You say, well, that's a great idea. It won't be hard to do, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, it takes months and a lot of money and a lot of planning to do. So we will see.
Sue says you're welcome for buying the drinks, and very spoopy says looking great, both of you glowing.
Thank you.
We're feeling good today.
I've put on more weight than I wanted to, but there you go. that's life when you're not. And a lot of that's to do with the fact it's a little too hot to get out and do some proper exercise. You know, we go for last night, for example, we went for quite a big walk.
But that was 11:30 last
We're kind of going at a really slow old pace. Here he is.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Look at this. Thanks, Alex. Sí. And horchata also.
Horchata also.
Sí.
Gracias.
So, here is the baba ganoush.
Wow, that looks good, doesn't it?
That
It
does
smells
look good.
good.
Okay. Any questions while we tuck into the baba ganoush? So,
And the warm pita.
for those of you that don't know what baba ganoush is, it is an eggplant-based
Dip.
dip.
With that tahini on top.
Yeah. And with a tahini. Let's-
Toasted charcoal.
And these people, you can taste it.
The smokiness is there straight away, isn't it?
Oh no. That almost tastes like meat juices. It's so rich.
So Ben's saying, no, think about this. Okay, ready? Imagine having a Steve's Kitchen studio where people go on holiday and learn about local food, a similar concept to what you showed in that botanical garden in Singapore.
Yeah.
I think that wasn't that in Malaysia?
Malaysia.
In Malaysia, in Penang. Tropical Spice Garden, that's where we went for that one.
Oh. Baba ganoush is good.
Yeah, very good.
Is there less pizza than before?
Yeah, only 4. I don't know what happened there. That's right, that was
thank you.
Malaysia. Gracias.
Okay, we've got another beer coming here. Alex is doing the beer pouring. Turn it around so we can see. Modelo Negro. Well, you say Modelo Negro or Negro Modelo?
Negro modelo.
Negro Modelo. Thank you, man. Can we get una más? Sí. We get another pizza bread because there's not enough bread to actually.
We've got a lot of goodness.
I don't
Is it doing anything for the Queen's weekend?
Don't you play with us. You know I don't know anything that's going on anywhere in the world. Is the Queen having a weekend?
It's the Queen's official birthday, isn't it, in June? I do know that, so that's what Future's talking about.
No, it'd be a sad year for her losing her husband this year. I know they were real soulmates. So, that's delicious. That's really good baba ganoush. So I will give you the address of this if anyone's watching and they're in Merida and want to come out. I will put it down below in the description. So if you want to come across, say hello to Alex. I don't know the name of the young girl who always works at the bar, but she's here every day and she's sweet.
So Ben says, I can never remember which one is her actual birthday and which one is the Crown's birthday. Her birthday is in April, and this is the official Queen's birthday in June. And it was all to do with going back many years ago, one of the kings had a birthday in December, and he wanted to have an official birthday in the summer so that he could get out and celebrate with his folks.
Cheers, everybody. So, the baba ganoush, I don't know if I could eat that. I don't think I could. We haven't got the appetizer we used to have.
Yeah. And we're getting more bread.
We've got more bread coming, so I don't think I could eat
I couldn't eat it.
another dish.
No. I'm going to sit here.
We're going to sit here and have a chat with you guys. Look at the baba ganoush. I'm going to add a little bit of this pesto to the baba ganoush. I'm going to add a little bit of this chili also on top. Thank you, man. Gracias. Good, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you. So Misty Moo said, I think the Queen's real birthday is in April, and Ben says hashtag history of Michelle. See, I remember all these useless bits of information, and he said he didn't know that.
Hashtag what? Hashtag what?
Oh, history with Michelle.
Oh. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Spicy that bit, yeah?
this time next week we'll be in another city, somewhere else in Mexico. I promise you, it's going to happen.
Different state.
Different state.
I'm sorry, that's mine. I'm not sure.
Different state, different cuisine perhaps. And I think it's time we did hit the road. Sorry, I'm getting a bit gassy, the beer. Another Modelo Negro.
Ben says, good, enjoy Mexico. Did you know that the real name of Mexico is the United States of Mexico? I read that the other day.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought I never knew that. I thought it was just Mexico, but it is made up of lots of different states. So it's the United States of Mexico. There you go.
Thank you, Michelle.
That's okay. I think if I remember anything else, I'll let you know. I probably won't.
Anybody else want to put some interesting facts that Michelle and I can learn on the fly?
Well, I like to learn these things.
I am so full.
Absolutely, useful bits of the history. That's what I said, Ben.
So what you learned today,
Yes.
you've learned that Yucatan food has been. When you think about the Yucatan influence, the Lebanese influence on Yucatan food, and just how extensively it's influenced their food here, it's quite amazing that that's just over just about maybe a century and a half that's happened. And another big influence here, although I think to a much lesser extent, is the Italian pizza.
Yes.
So it's one of the beauties of being here in Merida, and one of the slight disappointments is that a lot of the food is very European.
We also have another cuisine that we actually quite like here, which is Mexican.
We've got a little Chinese takeaway near us, and we do occasionally like to go and have Chinese. Now,
It's not real
it's not Chinese. It's not Chinese. I mean, Stephen, who runs it, bless him. He's from Guangzhou in southern China, but the food is very much Western.
Westernized. But it's good. When you fancy something different, it's good to go and get that.
And another food that's good here, if you're on Paseo, Monteo Paseo, is the hot dogs.
Oh yeah, you know. Not my favourite.
Another American influence.
They're very popular.
So,
Extremely popular.
without disappointing you all and saying this is not particularly Mexicana, it's one of the reasons why we found that Merida is not, in some ways, excited us that much, is that most of the food here in Merida is very much influenced from outside. We've had great sushi here, we've had great Chinese food here, we've had great Mediterranean food, there's a lot of Italian food here, a lot of American style foods here as well. But there is probably a great deal. Well, there's quite a few Yucatanian restaurants which we've been to, which are Chaya Maya, which is not far from here. There's Chaya Maya, Mayan style food, but it's actually quite touristic.
I was going to say, it's aimed at the tourists. It's okay. I wouldn't rave about it, but it's okay.
So, are we going to wrap up?
And wrap up. We have had quite a lot of Mexican food. We're discovering more and more local.
We generally only eat Mexican food. We have the tamales, which is just near our hotel. We have.
But the longer we've been here, the more local ones we're finding.
Yeah, we have emuladas, which are a type of. But again, a lot of these foods, even though they're sold locally as a sort of Mexican cuisine, they come from other parts of Mexico. A lot of them. So emuladas, I think, for example, come from Oaxaca state, which is the other side of the country and quite different. So I think we're not going to get any more food because we've eaten pass out to extinction. Any questions before we hang up this phone call?
The kid dad survived quite well on my phone.
We did. And I'll watch it back later on and see how the sound came through. If there are no questions, loved you all. That's an update of what Michelle and I are up to. We are going to hit the road. Literally, we're going to finish our drinks, finish our little bits and pieces and hit the road.
That's it.
You happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
All right. Take care, everyone. Love to you, and we will see you again for a live stream. I've got my unlimited data very shortly. Take care.